Have you ever stopped to think, really think, what makes a community work? Yeah, beyond the big news stories, what if it's actually the small things, the everyday kindnesses that, well, maybe we don't always notice? Today, we're doing a deep dive into some really heartwarming stories. They shine a light on how much community connection matters. We've pulled these from various daily English lessons, real examples, people helping people in England, Canada, Australia, all over. And our mission here really is to figure out what makes these communities tick, what fuels that support, not just because the stories are nice, though they are, but to see, well, what role can we play? Get ready, you might find some surprising stuff in here, maybe even smile a bit.
It's fascinating, isn't it, how these small acts, sometimes totally spontaneous, sometimes organized, they don't just exist on their own. They seem to weave together, creating this strong social fabric. And if you zoom out, look at the bigger picture, it really makes you wonder, how do these little threads of kindness build up that collective strength?
Yeah, exactly. How does that happen?
Yeah.
Let's maybe unpack that with some stories about individuals, people who just saw a need and, well, they stepped up, often in ways you wouldn't expect. Do you think there's like a common thread, something that makes one person act when maybe others don't?
That's a great question. And this first story, Mr. George, the farmer in Windham, England, it kind of speaks to that. There was this really heavy winter, snow-blocking roads. Older folks, like Mrs. Helen, she was 78, they could easily get food or medicine.
Right, a tough situation.
Yeah.
So what did Mr. George do?
Well, every morning after feeding his animals, he got out his tractor, not just for himself, mind you. He used it to deliver fresh vegetables from his farm, and he'd even go pick up medicine from the pharmacy for people.
Wow. He's used what he had.
Exactly. Mrs. Helen called him a real hero. But Mr. George, he just said, I didn't do it for thanks. I just wanted to help my neighbors.
That's incredible. And did it stop there?
No, that's the thing. His actions actually spurred others. They ended up forming a community help group for future winters because of what he started.
So one person's initiative.
Precisely. It highlights that power of initiative.
Yeah.
What's really interesting is how he used a practical solution just based on empathy. He applied what he already had, his tractor, his time. It wasn't some grand gesture, just thoughtful. And it catalyzed something bigger.
That practical empathy, using what you have,
Yeah.
that's powerful. And it's not always a big machine like a tractor, is it? Sometimes it's more personal. Like Mr. Riley, the bus driver in Canada.
Oh, that's another great one. Tell us about him.
Well, his shift was over, done for the day. But he saw an older woman waiting at the bus stop. It was freezing cold, and she'd missed the last bus.
Oh, no. He could have just kept going, right?
Easily. But he stopped, let her in, and drove her home. Even though, as the story says, it was out of his way.
And why, did he say?
His reason was so simple, so human. She reminded me of my own mother. I couldn't just drive past. People praised his good heart online, but you feel it was deeper than that.
Definitely. It really makes you think about how we see our roles, doesn't it? He went way beyond his job description. It shows that kindness, it doesn't need a specific time or place, just attention and, yeah, a little effort, that connection.
That connection piece feels key. And sometimes it's about providing comfort, almost like family would, like Mrs. Susan and Mr. Peter in Melton Hill, England. They were retired, a teacher, and her husband.
What happened with them?
They saw a young boy, Jacob, only 10 years old, totally lost in the pouring rain. No umbrella, nothing.
Oh, poor kid.
So they didn't just, point him somewhere. They brought him inside, gave him a towel, something warm to drink, let him warm up. Then they called the police.
That's wonderful. Did they find his parents?
They did, thankfully. And Mrs. Susan was so humble about it. She said, we only did what anyone should do. If it were our grandson, we would hope someone else would help him too.
That golden rule thinking.
Exactly.
Sure.
And Jacob's parents were so grateful. They brought homemade bread later. It just reinforces that feeling of safety, that people look out for each other.
What strikes me there is the immediacy, that almost instinctual reaction to vulnerability. These things often happen without anyone asking. It's like a protective instinct kicking in for the whole community's well-being, knowing someone will help.
Absolutely. And then there's Mr. James, another bus driver, this time in Maplewood.
Okay, what do you do?
He saw Mrs. Laura waiting for the bus, really struggling with a heavy bag. It was super cold and windy.
Just a difficult moment.
Yeah. So he just stopped the bus, got out, and helped her carry her bags on board. Simple as that.
Sometimes it's the simple things.
Totally. He apparently told a friend later, sometimes simple things like helping with bags can make a big difference. And for Mrs. Laura, it really made her day better.
It's that immediate response again, isn't it? Seeing a struggle and just stepping in unasked creates such a positive ripple.
It really does. And think about people whose jobs take them all around the community, like postmen. Mr. John in Greenfield.
What about him?
Cold winter morning, delivering mail. He finds Mrs. Emily, an elderly resident, struggling to clear really thick, heavy snow from her driveway.
Oh, wow. That's hard work.
Right. So he just pauses his mail route, grabs a shovel, and spends half an hour helping her clear it.
30 minutes out of his route. That's significant.
It is his reason. Helping neighbors makes my day better. Mrs. Emily was incredibly thankful, invited him in for tea. It really strengthened that neighborly bond.
That's a perfect example of how people integrated into the community fabric, like a postman, are crucial. They're the eyes and ears sometimes. They see needs because they're present. It really speaks to the value of just being observant.
Definitely. And one more bus driver story. Mr. Simon in Willowbrook. Seems bus drivers are often everyday heroes.
Huh. Maybe so. What did Mr. Simon do?
He noticed Mr. Thomas, an elderly man, looking really worried at the bus stop. It was cold again.
Okay.
Turns out Mr. Thomas had forgotten his bus pass and was anxious about paying the fare.
That can be stressful.
So Mr. Simon just kindly let him ride without paying. Said, "It's okay today." Simple as that.
A small gesture, huge relief.
Exactly. Mr. Simon apparently said, "Helping people is the best part of my job." And Mr. Thomas was so grateful that it made my day better. Fosters that sense of welcome.
These individual sparks are amazing. But here's where I think it gets really interesting.
Go on.
It's how these individual actions can sometimes ignite something much bigger. Collective action. Shared spaces. Things that really knit a community together.
Yes, like the Darlington Green Park cleaning project in Scotland. That started so small.
Right. Tell us about that origin.
It was just one guy, Mr. Allen. He noticed his local park was getting messy, lots of trash.
Instead of just grumbling.
He printed flyers, invited neighbors to come help clean it up.
How did that go initially?
Well, at first only 5 people came, but they got stuck in the playground, picked up litter, even painted a bench.
A small group. Big impact, though.
And visible impact. That seemed key, because within just 3 weeks, over 20 volunteers were showing up. Kids, older folks, everyone.
Wow, that quick.
Yeah. And the local shopkeeper, Mr. Bryan, he started offering free juice and cookies, just adding to that community feel.
That's brilliant. The little things that encourage people.
Totally. The park became beautiful, new flowers, signs. Even school kids got involved. Someone said it felt good to do something helpful.
That really shows the power of leading by example, doesn't it? And social proof. People see others doing good. They see the results. They want to join in. Mr. Allen didn't just clean a park. He started a movement almost. And Mr. Bryan's snacks. Perfect reinforcement. Makes people feel valued.
It really does. And that collective spirit, it shows up in things like community gardens, too. We saw examples from Australia and Oakwood.
Yes, the gardens. What was happening there?
In Australia, Mr. Thomas organized one. People grew vegetables, flowers, herbs together. And it wasn't just about the plants.
No. What else?
Well, Mrs. Anna, who lived alone, said she found a new hobby and new friends there.
That's huge. Connection.
And in Oakwood, similar thing. Volunteers, planting, watering. Mrs. Susan there said, gardening teaches patience and helps us enjoy nature.
If we connect that to the bigger picture, these gardens are so much more than just plots of land. They're like incubators for relationships. They fight loneliness. They promote health. They bring diverse people together on common ground, cultivating connections, literally.
Absolutely. And sometimes these community efforts address really basic needs, but with such grace. Like Mrs. Helen's Bread for Everyone project in Brighton.
The bakery owner.
Yes. She noticed some people just couldn't afford fresh bread, a basic staple.
So what does she do? Just lower prices?
Even better. Every evening, she saved the leftover bread instead of tossing it. And she gave it away to anyone who needed it. No questions asked, no money expected.
Wow. Just gave it away.
Yes. And it had this ripple effect. A young man, Michael, heard about it and volunteered to start delivering bread to elderly people who couldn't get out.
So it grew beyond her shop.
It did. Others joined in. Her simple philosophy. It is important to share what you have, especially when others need help. The whole community felt happy and cared for.
That's a powerful example of addressing needs with dignity, making it easy and non-stigmatizing to receive help. She turned her bakery into this hub of compassion, sparking a whole volunteer network just by sharing what she had. Amazing.
It really is. And then there are initiatives focused on sharing knowledge and resources like book exchanges, Chester and Oak Ridge both had programs.
Book swaps. I love those.
Right. In Chester, the city library organized an event. People brought books they'd read, swapped them for others. Mrs. Martinaire said it helps kids read more and saves money.
Makes sense. And Oak Ridge?
Similar idea, run by Mrs. Alice. Bring books, take books. Her take. Sharing books is sharing knowledge.
It fosters that intellectual connection, keeps books circulating, good for the wallet, good for the brain.
Definitely. And volunteers help make it happen, like Mr. Peter in Chester. And speaking of volunteers keeping things nice, the Rosewood Weekend Cleaning Team.
Okay, another cleaning crew.
Yeah, started by Mr. Simon and his friends. Every Saturday, they'd meet up, pick up trash, sweep streets, paint over graffiti.
Dedication. Did others join?
Loads of people. Teenagers, older adults. Mr. Simon just said, "We want to keep Rosewood beautiful for everyone."
Right.
Even the mayor thanked them, saying it showed how people can work together.
What's fascinating there is the motivation, isn't it? No pay, just pride in their town. That intrinsic reward, feeling good, doing good for the town, maybe getting some exercise. That drives it.
True. And sharing skills is another big one. Mrs. Margaret in Glenville, Ireland, started a free cooking class
Free cooking class. Nice.
every Tuesday evening, teaching locals how to cook healthy meals. Someone like Mr. Brian learned to cook for his family there.
That's practical and social.
Totally. Brings people together. They talk nutrition, sometimes share ingredients. And Mrs. Karen's sewing class in Hillrest, same idea. Practical schools, saves money, builds community.
It's about empowerment, too, learning those skills.
Yeah. And Mr. Thomas's baking classes, sharing the joy of baking. Or the recycling project in Meadowbrook. Volunteers collecting recyclables, keeping the village clean, teaching families about waste reduction. Mrs. Clara said, recycling helps protect the environment. People felt proud.
All these collective efforts, they build that sense of shared responsibility and pride.
Okay, let's shift focus slightly. Think about the people in essential roles, the everyday heroes whose jobs or volunteer work really form the backbone of a caring community.
Yeah, the pillars. Who stands out for you there?
Well, first responders, definitely. Mr. Henry, the firefighter in Oak Ridge. We touched on him.
Right, the house fire. Quick response.
But it wasn't just putting out the fire, was it?
No, that's the key point. He stayed and advised the family on fire safety afterwards, that extra step.
And his quote, "It is my job to protect people, and I am happy to help." The family felt lucky.
It makes you wonder, how often do we really stop and appreciate that dedication? Their constant readiness is like this unspoken promise of safety. It lets the rest of us live more securely.
It's so true. We often take it for granted. And then there are the people who nourish us in other ways. Mrs. Grace at the Brighton Farmers Market
What does she do?
sells homemade jams and honey, uses natural ingredients. People like Mr. Oliver buy from her every week because it's very good and natural.
Ah, the local producer.
Yeah, and her stall, along with others, makes the market lively, a place to get fresh food, hear music, meet friends. It's a community hub in itself.
Absolutely. Those markets are vital social spaces.
And speaking of vital hubs, libraries, we saw so many examples of amazing librarians and volunteers.
Oh, yes, the libraries are crucial.
There was Mr. Robert, a volunteer in Riverside, patiently helping kids like Alex learn to read. Mr. Philip in Brookfield helping Ethan find books. Mrs. Grace in Greenhill with Oliver. Mrs. Helen in Pineville helping Lucy research. Another Mrs. Grace in Fairview.
So many. And Mr. Peter in Greenfield, too.
Right? They're finding books on space, animals, helping with school projects. Mr. Robert said, teaching is not just a job. It is a way to change lives. And Mrs. Grace in Fairview added, libraries help people learn and grow.
And it's not just kids, is it? They often help adults, too, with computer skills, getting online.
Exactly. They're helping everyone connect and learn.
It just hammers home the quiet, profound impact of these knowledge facilitators. A patient librarian or teacher, they literally unlock worlds for people. They're building human capital, equipping people with skills for life. It's fundamental.
Absolutely fundamental. And compassion extends beyond people, too. Remember Mr. David, the gardener in Lakeside?
The bird, right?
Yeah. Found a little bird, broken wing, didn't just ignore it, took it home gently, gave it food, water, called an animal shelter for advice.
So she cared for it.
He did. Until it was healed, then he released it. His thought. It feels good to help animals. They are part of our world.
That really broadens the idea of community, doesn't it? Caring for all living things.
It does. And then you have places that just radiate welcome, like Mrs. Sarah's Café in West Burbridge.
The one with the free coffee.
That's the one. Every Friday, free coffee and pastries for anyone who can't pay. A new guy in town, Mr. Robert, felt so welcome he became a regular. even started helping her out.
And her motto was,
Everyone should feel welcome here. Simple, but powerful.
it's fascinating how a business can become more than just a business, like a social anchor. She wasn't just selling coffee, she was actively building community by making sure everyone felt they belonged. That radical welcome is key.
Totally. And then there are the skilled tradespeople we rely on. Mr. Paul, the mechanic in Brightville.
Car trouble.
Yep, Mrs. Linda had a battery issue. He didn't just fix it. He checked it carefully and explained how she could care for it to avoid problems later.
Again, that extra step, sharing knowledge.
Exactly. She was really thankful. Just highlights how important reliable, helpful local services are.
Definitely. And the skill sharing continues. We mentioned cooking and sewing.
Right. Mrs. Karen's sewing class and Mr. Thomas's baking classes. Baking is an art and a joy to share.
Spreading skills
And physical skills, too.
Yeah.
Mr. Allen, the swimming coach in Pineville, teaching kids and adults. Swimming is a great exercise, he said, helping people like Sarah gain confidence.
Building life skills, health, confidence, all crucial.
Or Mr. Simon's bicycle shop. Fixed a broken chain for a young boy, Alex, so he could ride safely again. Just essential neighborhood support.
These local repair folks are unsung heroes, too.
And finally, circling back to education, Mr. Robert, the teacher in Cedarville.
Another dedicated teacher.
Yeah. Notice the student, Jack, was struggling with reading, so he met with him twice a week after school on his own time to help him catch up.
Wow, that's real dedication.
It is. His quote echoes the other Mr. Robert. Teaching is not just a job, it is a way to help others grow. Jack improved, started enjoying books. His parents were so grateful.
Just amazing the impact one caring teacher can have.
Okay, so we've heard all these stories. Bus drivers, farmers, teachers, librarians, bakers, mechanics, volunteers. It's this incredible mosaic. What does it all mean for you listening?
Well, when you connect it all, look at the bigger picture. It's so clear, isn't it? Community strength isn't just about big policies or projects. It's profoundly shaped by these countless, often quiet acts of just helping each other out, mutual support. These stories prove that absolutely everyone, no matter their role, has the potential to fight isolation, to enrich the community. It really encourages us all, I think, to look beyond just our own tasks, our own bubbles, and see the chances for connection that are right there in our daily lives, turning the mundane into something meaningful.
Beautifully put. So as we wrap up this deep dive, it feels really clear. Whether it's a spontaneous offer of help, like Mr. Riley, the bus driver,
Or using what you have strategically, like Mr. George and his tractor.
or a sustained community effort, like the park cleanup or the bread project.
Kindness isn't just nice. It's fundamental. It's the currency that builds real connection, resilience, that feeling of belonging.
It really is.
Which, I suppose, leads to a final question for everyone listening. A takeaway question.
Okay, what is it?
Building on everything we've heard today, what's one small action, just one thing, that you could maybe do this week? Something to add a little kindness to your own neighborhood. Maybe it's offering help, maybe sharing a skill you have, maybe just, really seeing someone who might need a friendly word.
Remembering that even the smallest spark.
Exactly. It can ignite a whole community. These stories show that.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep being that incredible spark in your own community.